My name's Jessica, I'm 34, and I'm from Colorado. Let's cut to the chase. I said something monumentally stupid, and now my husband, Ethan, who's 38, has grabbed his duffel bag and left. I don't know if he's coming back, and honestly, I'm not sure I blame him. It all started over something as mundane as dinner. Yes, dinner. Of all things to unravel a marriage, Ethan came home from work, drained as always. He's a project manager at a tech startup, pulling long hours to keep us comfortable. His salary means I don't have to work, which is great because I've never been the homemaker type. I'm more into yoga, skincare, and keeping up with the latest Instagram influencers, things that keep life vibrant. I'm not out here ironing his shirts or baking pies, but I keep the house tidy enough and make sure I look good for him. That counts for something, right? That night, I hadn't cooked. I'd spent the day scrolling through Reels and catching up on a docuseries about serial killers. By 5:30 p.m., I figured we'd just order takeout. We can afford it, so what's the big deal? But when Ethan walked in, saw no food on the table, and gave me that look, part exhaustion, part irritation, I knew trouble was brewing. He started in with, "You've been home all day, Jess. Would it kill you to make something?" Then he hit me with, "I'm out here breaking my back, and you can't even contribute a meal?" That stung. I mean, I keep things together in my own way. I'm not just sitting around eating bonbons. But his comment about contributing lit a fuse. Before I could stop myself, I snapped, "Maybe if you earned as much as Tyler, I wouldn't have to cook at all. We could just eat out every night." Tyler's my ex, rich, flashy, and a total mistake. The words were out before I could reel them back, and Ethan's face went pale. He didn't yell, didn't curse. He just stared at me, his silence louder than any argument. Then he turned and walked away. I figured he'd cool off in the garage or something, but when I went upstairs later, I found him packing. His duffel was open on the bed, clothes folded with that meticulous precision he has. I tried to laugh it off, like, "You're not seriously leaving over this, are you?" But he barely looked at me, muttering about how he'd wasted years trying to make our marriage work. That's when my stomach dropped. I backpedaled, saying I didn't mean it, that it was just a dumb outburst, but he wasn't buying it. "It's not just this, Jessica," he said. "It's everything. You don't value what I do. You spend money like it's endless, act like nothing matters, and now you're comparing me to Tyler?" I'm done. I wanted to scream that he was overreacting, but part of me felt a pang of guilt. I mean, yeah, mentioning Tyler was low, but Ethan's not perfect either. He's always buried in work, barely notices me unless I've screwed up. Half the time, I feel like a ghost in my own house. Still, I didn't chase after him when he grabbed his bag and drove off. I figured he'd be back by morning. He's stormed out before, but he always comes back, except this time he didn't. I woke up to an empty house, and the quiet was suffocating. Ethan's not like me. He overthinks everything. I knew he was probably somewhere dissecting every flaw in our marriage. By noon, I was pacing, my phone in hand. I called him, voicemail.
Texted nothing.
Finally, I sent a voice message, trying to sound calm. "Ethan, can we talk?" I didn't mean what I said about Tyler. He was a jerk, honestly. I only stayed with him because he had money, and even then, he was awful, arrogant, selfish, the worst. I didn't say it to hurt you. It just slipped out. "Please come home." The second I sent it, I cringed. It sounded worse than I meant, like I was admitting to being shallow. Hours passed with no reply. Then, around 10 p.m., a text from Ethan. "Thanks for confirming you just use people for what they can give you. I guess I'm no exception."
Ouch.
That hit like a brick. I called him immediately, and to my shock, he answered. "What do you want, Jessica?" His voice was ice. "I want to fix this," I said, my voice shaking. "You're acting like I don't care about you, and that's not true."
"Isn't it?" he shot back.
"You just admitted you used Tyler for his money. How do I know you're not doing the same with me?" "Because you're different," I said, louder than I meant. "Tyler was a creep who treated me like garbage."
"You actually care about me."
"Do I?" he said, his tone sharp. "Because it feels like all I do is pay for your life while you complain I'm not enough." I tried to explain that I wasn't just lounging all day, that I kept the house nice, looked good for him, made our life comfortable. But he wasn't hearing it. "I'm not sure you're with me for me, Jess," he said. "And if that's true, I'm wasting my time." Before I could respond, he added, "I need space. Don't call me until I reach out." Then he hung up. For days, his silence drove me up the wall. I swung between fury and guilt, wanting to apologize, but too stubborn to beg. By day 4, I couldn't take it. I drove to his office, figuring he had to be somewhere. The receptionist gave me a pitying look when ingredients asked for him, and one of his colleagues came down to say Ethan had taken personal leave. Personal leave? He wasn't at work, wasn't home. Where was he? Back home. I poured a glass of wine and started snooping. I know, not my finest moment, but Ethan's passwords are predictable. I logged into his email, telling myself I just wanted a clue about where he was. Then I saw it, an email from a realtor with the subject "apartment viewing confirmation." My heart sank. He was looking at a one-bedroom place, not for us, for him. Alone, furious, I left a voicemail. "So you're apartment hunting now? That's your solution, Ethan? Running away instead of talking? Call me back." He didn't. The next day, I tried a calmer text. "I saw the email about the apartment. Can we talk? If you're this unhappy, I deserve to know why." His reply was curt. "I'm not deciding yet. I need space." When he finally agreed to meet, it was at a coffee shop in Denver, not our house. He was already there, looking infuriatingly calm, sipping an espresso.
I didn't waste time.
"What's with the apartment?" I demanded. He didn't flinch. "I'm moving out, Jessica. I've already talked to a lawyer about divorce." The word divorce hit like a punch. "You're ending our marriage over one fight?" "It's not one fight," he said, his voice steady. "It's years of me trying to make this work while you take everything for granted. I'm done." I wanted to scream that he was unfair, that he worked too much, barely saw me, expected me to be some perfect wife. But then he dropped the bomb. "And yes, there's someone else." My world tilted. "You're cheating on me?" "Don't play the victim," he snapped. "You've been using me from the start. Her name's Lauren. She's a friend, but things got serious when I realized our marriage was over."
She actually cares about me, Jess.
"She doesn't make me feel like I'm failing her every day." I was livid, but part of me felt the weight of his words. "So, what? You think she's perfect?" I spat. "She'll get tired of you too." He just shook his head. "I've wasted enough time, Jessica. The papers will be ready soon.
Keep the house."
I'm done." Then he walked out. I sat there, stunned, anger mixing with a creeping sense of regret. I'd always thought I could push Ethan's buttons and he'd stick around. But I'd pushed too far. The divorce went quickly, Ethan's efficiency at its finest. Within weeks, we'd signed the papers, split the assets, and I got the house. At first, I thought that was a victory, but now it's just a cavernous reminder of what I've lost. The first month alone was brutal. I kept expecting Ethan to call, to say he'd made a mistake, but he didn't. Instead, I saw him on social media, smiling with Lauren, sweet, supportive Lauren, who probably never nags him about anything. Seeing them together gutted me, not just from jealousy, but from realizing he looked happy. Free. The bills piled up faster than I expected. Spousal support wasn't enough for my lifestyle. No more impulsive shopping, no more spa days. I sold some handbags to cover the mortgage, but it's not sustainable. I got a part-time job at a local boutique, which is humbling to say the least. I haven't worked since my 20s, and my resume's a joke. The idea of starting over at 34 is terrifying, but the worst part isn't the money, it's the loneliness. The house is too quiet. Friends are busy with their own lives, and the ones who reach out just want gossip. I tried dating, but it's a mess. No one compares to Ethan, and I hate admitting that. I miss his stupid dad jokes, the way he'd pay the bills without complaint, even our fights. At least then, he cared. One night, after too much wine, I called him. Voicemail, of course. "I'm sorry, Ethan," I said. "I didn't treat you right, and I don't blame you for leaving. I just hope you're happy." He didn't call back, and I didn't expect him to. It's been 7 months. Ethan and Lauren are moving in together, from what I hear. I've stopped checking their social media. It only hurts. I'm trying to move forward, working at the boutique, thinking about selling the house. It's hard to let go of the life we built, but I don't have a choice. Sometimes, I wonder what would have happened if I'd been kinder, more appreciative. But it's too late for that. Ethan's found his happiness, and I'm left picking up the pieces, realizing too late that I was the one who broke everything.